So we continue learning laws of Shabbos. Today's class number 36 or 37. I think it's 36. Okay. So let's start with Sefer Shmiras Lashon, and it says, the topic is don't despair. Okay. So it says Sefer Malos Hamidas continue. Okay, so basically it's continuation from previous day, but it's like all separate topics. David said, seek peace and pursue it. In Tehillim 34:15. Okay, meaning seek peace for your friends and pursue it among your enemies. It's very interesting, right? Seek peace when you dwell and pursue it in other places. Seek peace with your body and pursue it with your resources. Seek peace for yourself and pursue it with it for others. Seek peace today and pursue it tomorrow. Okay, so there is one commentary, and we're going to explain. Okay. There are times when one must be willing to suffer monetary loss in order to maintain peace. So you have a guy, and he's not budging. I mean, that's what he wants. That's it, and he's not right, but he wants money. Okay, so sometimes you just have to give up that money or whatever, this honor or whatever it is, for the sake of the peace. In conclusion, Sefer Shmiras Lashon, part 1, the Chofetz Chaim writes that a person who avoids minor monetary disputes by deciding in his mind to set aside certain sum each year as a peace money. So it's very interesting advice. So Chofetz Chaim said, so let's say he said, I create separate fund, $200 as a peace money.
Yeah.
So basically, when there is dispute because $10, $5, whatever dollars, so he said, I'm going to take this from this peace money fund.
Wow, wow. So that was the that was
just that's Chofetz Chaim.
But his own personal Hasidut, in a sense, you can.
Yes, 100%. So you're not obligated. So meaning when the money is in dispute, basically, what does it mean? That you do not agree that you have to pay. You think that in your mind you're right. So if you have to pay, if you're normal, you pay. So we're not talking about such a situation. Situation is a question when you're not obligated to pay. So you have this money. So yeah, I'm not using my money. I'm using money that already allocated from this fund. I just give it to that person. It's unbelievable. So every year he would allocate some for peace money. He called it peace money. This will allow him to relent easily when such a disagreement arises. So basically, he said, I'm just taking from this fund. The Chofetz Chaim's reason that just as every Jew is willing to extend himself in order to fulfill mitzvahs and arba minim on Sukkot and matzah on Pesach, which can involve considerable expense, so too should he be willing to spend money so that he can reap the priceless benefit of avoiding strife and lashon hara, overlooking the hurt caused him and pursue peace. So basically, like this 4 minimum, right? It's four species that we take on Sukkot, right? To Lulav, Esrog, stuff like that. So and people pay crazy amount of money.
Yeah,
so I saw some esrogim. I mean, I like them very much. I mean, like when you check esrog, when you know how to check, so most of them are kosher. I would say from what I saw, I don't know, like only few of them were not kosher. Like you can see, but otherwise most of them are kosher. But people are willing to pay. So they say for this they're willing to pay. For matzah they're willing to pay like $60 for 2 pounds or whatever it is, like a crazy amount of money, right? But for this mitzvah that's going to bring you Olam Haba, you're not ready to pay. It's nonsense. You understand? Okay. So continue.
We've got our priorities completely messed up in many ways, right?
Yeah. But it's all because why is that? It's all because of the arrogance.
Yeah, exactly.
You understand? So here, even it's like you pay too much to this for this, let's say, lemon, right? And they charge you $30, $40, $50, $100. So you don't feel bad. It's not like they're ripping you off.
But that's not the only thing. It's the fact that also sometimes when you do a mitzvah in such a way, and maybe let's say you spend some extra money, and the whole reason why you're even spending that extra money is to show, oh, what a beautiful this I have. You immediately lose the benefit of that mitzvah. So you're losing, whether you're not even gaining.
Yes.
In this case, you're getting a really a lifetime. That's very good chidush.
Yes. Okay, let me quickly check. Just 1 second. Somebody pinged me. I don't know what's going on. I don't like these pings.
Could you clarify a little bit more about like how the peace money would be used? Let's say any examples how he settled disputes or something like that.
Okay, so one example for the, let's see. I don't know. So for example, you and somebody else decides to do something for a synagogue, right? To buy something, right? And it costs supposed to cost $200, right? At the end of the day, it's something like came out. They say 240. Whatever, delivery taxes, whatever was it. And this guy said, no, and how could you? And you said only $200. Now this, now you said, no, you know what? It's only $200. I'm going to pay.
Yes.
You understand? So I mean, it's not all of these disputes. Usually, it's not about big money. About big money, like everybody understands, just walk away and that's it, right? It's all about small money. It's like $5, $10, $20. So from my experience, I had some years ago, I had this business, and I always wonder how much is the honor of a person, how much. And I figure it was many years, 10 years ago, it was approximately from $10 to $20. From $10 to $20, many people would lose their cool, and they yesterday they were the best friends with you. Today they cursing you. You understand?
Yeah.
Because of a very small amount of money. So but if you set it aside, they say it's not mine, right? Like, for example, I give you best example. I think it's the best example. So when you go to Israel, there is such a mitzvah to give the one who traveling money, like $1, $2, $5, whatever. They call it mitzvah money. So mitzvah, so you've been shliach.
Yeah.
They send you, and this mitzvah is supposed to protect you.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you announce in the show that you're going to Israel, so everybody comes around, and they do mitzvah also. They through you, they do mitzvah sent to poor people in Israel. You understand? So everybody gives you like, and then you have such a like thing of money, like I don't know, like $60, $50, $60 in singles, whatever, right? So and it's not your money, so it's easy to give out. So when you, even though it's in your pocket and they gave it to you, but but it is set aside. It's not your money. It's easy to give out. Your money, maybe it's going to be a little harder, but this money is. So that's example that I have. Okay. So continue. So it was number 1. 1 second. See this. Okay. Never despair and say it is important to make peace. Never despair and say it is impossible to make peace. I'm sorry, impossible to make peace. Rather pursue peace until you attain it. How should you pursue peace? So people already give up. No, it's not even. So I mean, like everybody have their own approach. So if you approach person properly, so most of the people unless they're sick, like in their head, so they can be pacified. Speak words of peace when a feud has erupted, but put aside personal pride for the sake of community. So that's the big thing. So as we said before, it's everything is because of the pride. All of the shuls, they open new shuls left and right. Why? Because of the pride. Because this rabbi wants to be in charge, and this guy wants to be gabbai of the community, and this one wants to be a president and have this important seat. And they, guess what? They're ready to donate, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Why? to be that the president. Why? Because of the ego. That's it. So, but if person does not have ego and he wants only to do what HaShem wants, I mean, it's a very simple life, very unstressful life. You understand?
Yeah.
So, okay. This was the way of Moshe, our teacher, as it is written. So Moshe stood up and went to Dasan and Aviram. Right. So Moshe, it's a bit before the Korah. So the commentary say that Datan and Aviram joined Korah in the rebellion against Moshe leadership. So I mean, he was a leader, and these were two rebels. So basically, according to our laws, they deserved the death penalty because Moshe was like a king. And said that you rebel against the king, the only thing you get is a death penalty. That's it. And I think with a cutting of the head. So it's like a very nice death penalty. And instead of killing them, he stood up and went to them because they refused to go to him. So he went to them, talked to them. You understand? That's Moshe Rabbeinu. To pursue peace is to put aside one's personal affairs in order to make peace between husband and wife, man and his neighbor, teacher and a student, even to arrange a meal between the feuding parties as a way of reconciling them as to pursue peace. So get them together between husband and wife. Sometimes, like wives, they speak about the husband so badly, like so negatively. So and that's how they see it, and she shares among her girlfriends, and they although the girlfriends give them all of the stupid advice, right, against the husband, and that they cannot stand each other. So if you can make a peace between them, it will be unbelievable. Okay, so let's stop here. So all right, so we continue with laws of Shabbat. So we learn from this book. So
Okay.
All right.
So, was there also in the book of Ahavat Chesed of the Chafetz Chaim, there's also mention of something of this sort that he would do about setting aside the money for settling this piece in the Sefer Ahavat Chesed of the Chafetz Chaim? Do you have any? Okay. Do you have any? I'm asking you.
No, I don't.
Okay.
You asked me if I have a separate. No, I heard about it, but I don't have it.
Yeah.
So this is I've been thinking about to buy the real text of the Chafetz Chaim. This is just a compilation.
Oh, it's
so
okay.
To make it less than a day, so it's like so we can do like 5 minutes or so before the class.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Okay. So in Laws of Shabbos, we're going through all of these books two volumes. Sorry. 2 volumes going through 39 milachas. All right. So milachas, just quickly in an introduction, 39 activities that were done in a Mishkan, in a desert, in order to produce the Mishkan itself and everything that needed for the offering for the offering, you can say. Okay. So we are up to chapter 12. And we start the new chapter laundering. Okay. So let's see. Laundering is kibbutz. Okay. Kibbutz laundering is talada, right, of the al melacha of bleaching. Okay. so we have Ab Milacha, so we have 39 Ab Milachas. Ab means father, as you know, right? So there is a 39, like if you see like a tree, so you have a tree trunk, right? And then from there you have many branches.
Yeah.
So Ab Milacha is the main one, which is in this case is a bleaching. So what is the bleaching? They're going to explain right now what the bleaching is. And talada, this smaller branch, not small, but smaller branch, is laundering. Okay, so what is bleaching?
A lot of people also sometimes mistake. I used to have that confusion. Both Av and Tolda Milacha, both of them are Chayav Doraita. All the aspects that Chayav are basically Allah the writer, right? They
Yes. Rabbis added some other things which became rabbinical, but it's
but this, if both Av and Tolda are the writer.
yes. Mhm. Okay, so bleach. Okay, continue. Since wool that was used for weaving in the Mishkan curtain needed bleaching before it could be dyed and used, bleaching is av melacha. Okay, so basically, as we have, like in simple explanation. So you have all of this sheet, and they all come in different color. Some of them black, some of them white, some of them have spots and stuff like that. So all of them different. So you cannot make wool from all of these colors. Mm-hmm. Some are lighter, some are darker. Okay. So what they do, they would bleach the wool, make it universal color, like white, and then dye it in whatever color they need. Okay. So this is like, if you think about it, it's like looks very similar to laundry. But when you soak before the laundry, the first step before laundry, you soak something in the water. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right? So it's first step. Okay. Okay. So continue. And since laundering is a similar concept to bleaching, it is a lot of bleaching. Thus, laundering considered melacha. Yes, answer to the question. Thus, laundering considered melacha and is forbidden biblically. Okay, that's clear. So we don't have any. Okay, exactly answer to the question. Okay, so bleaching is what they were doing in a temple, and laundering is very similar to bleaching, and it's still biblical. Okay, so continue. Melacha of laundering is defined as removing dirt that was somewhat absorbed in the fabric. So let's try to understand the sentence. So even with this sheep, right? So they were dirty. No, maybe they washed them before shedding. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how it can wash. Maybe go through some body of water, right? Pass them through the body of water, and they would wash a little, right? But then you need to wash the wool itself. So the definition of laundry: removing foreign matter from this material.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's very important to remember. Okay, so this book is to the point. So every sentence is gold. Okay. Well, one more time. The prohibition therefore applies to laundry material that are some. No, I'm sorry. I missed something. Okay, one more time. The melacha of laundry is defined as removing dirt that is somewhat absorbed in a fabric. So it's not easy to remove.
Yes.
It's not easy to remove. Then later on, we say that rabbinical would be dusting. For example, you have your Shabbat and you have some dust in it. So you're not allowed to dust. It's laundry. So, but this one is rabbinical.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because it's not absorbed.
Okay.
If it's absorbed, it would be biblical, of course. Okay. The prohibition therefore applies only to laundry material that are somewhat absorbent, but not to the washing hard surface such as wood, glass, metal, and ceramic. Thus, dishes that are not subject to the prohibition. So basically, it says clearly, so we are allowed to wash dishes on Shabbat, and you're allowed, if you spill something on the floor, you can take a napkin, and we're going to see how, without squeezing the napkin. So basically, you can put the napkin on a spill, let it absorb, pick up carefully, and throw it to the garbage. Right? Why? Because there is no problem, because actually, have to take it back. So if you had like hardwood surface, or you have tiles and stuff like that, there is no problem. Stone, but if you have carpet, it would be a problem.
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yes, so in this case, it would be like laundry. Okay, we're going to talk about it. The prohibition of laundering applies to washing fabric with water or another cleaning agent, as well as the cleaning fabric. So one more time, slow, and we're going to explain. The prohibition of laundering applies to washing fabric with water or another cleaning agent. Mm-hmm. So sometimes they use the vinegar, right? For some stains you need vinegar, so water is not going to work. Okay, so it's also cleaning agent, as well as a cleaning fabric without the assistance of the cleaning agent. So first of all, so the prohibition of laundry is with the cleaning agent like water and other things, as well cleaning fabric without assistance of cleaning agent. Without, so we're going to see how. Furthermore, it is applies when even to removing part of the dirt from the fabric. So you don't have to completely like clean. So even partially you clean, that's the problem. There are 3 different methods of laundry that are prohibited biblically. They are, so it's very, very important biblically. Number 1, washing fabric with water or any other cleaning agent. So this is like clear washing, right? That's how we understand with water. Number 2, removing dust that absorbed in the fabric. So if it's like absorbed in a fabric, it's biblical. If it's on a surface, what would be on the surface? I don't know. You lean on a somewhere with your shoulder, right, and there is the dust. So if it's on a surface, you just can likely shake it without touching the dust, and it would fall off. So there is it would be no problem. But otherwise, if it's like absorbing, then it's a biblical.
Yeah, it's like something that requires, I think, a lot of effort in order to remove it. Maybe that's the. So, but what, is there like a fine line? How much effort you need before it becomes?
We're going to get to it. I think he's going to talk about this in details.
Okay.
Yes, with HaShem. Yes. Okay. And third one, removing a stain from a fabric. So it's not like you want to towards the whole shirt. It's just something that you ate, something drop on the shirt. You want to remove. So
that when it comes to stain, I've read in the book of one of the other books of Shabbat that if it's like something that's dried up and can be like scratched off in a sense, so it should not be a problem, right?
No, it's not true. Okay, so so basically the other issue is, I'm not sure if you covered or we're going to cover. Maybe we're going to cover. We cannot grind. One of the prohibition, 139 Melacha is grinding. Yeah. So what was the grinding? So they would collect this all of the herbs, grind them, and cook them, and make it dye. Exactly. So when, for example, when you have a stain from tomato soup from last week, so now it is something that grows from the ground. This tomato grows from the ground, and now it's like a solid piece. Solid stain, whatever, right? And you now you grind it with your fingernail, whatever, it's grinding 100%.
But unless it's something that's like cheese or something that didn't come.
Yes, yeah. So this which not from
I did
not go from the ground. So but they say even not from this side, from the inside.
Yes.
In some sense they say from inside, so it's very indirect. Okay. But we're going to get to it in practical applications. We will elaborate on each of these methods of laundry individually. Number 1, washing fabric with water or another cleansing agent. The process of washing fabric with water or another cleanser involves 3 successive steps. Okay, number 1, soaking the fabric in the solvent. Number 2, so first step was all you soak. I mean, it's if you want good results, so you soak first. I mean, it takes longer to wash it, but the results much better, right? So you soak fabric in the solvent. Number 2, scrubbing the wet fabric, like you will do with your hands, right? And I mean, when I was growing up, there was no washing machine. We didn't have. I mean, like later on, we got a washing machine, but it was like very not effective. So if you want to wash it something really good, so you wash it with your hands.
That's true. No, that's in fact
we have a washing board
Yeah.
right? And that's how we washed. Yes. Okay.
Sometimes cleans better than the machine. it sometimes cleans better than the machine.
No, it's always better than the machine just spins it. It's like it does not care, but you see exactly where the issue is when where the like stains or something. So you wash that place. You give attention to that part, not to everything.
No, in India, for example, where I'm from, right, where labor is so cheap, people still prefer to give their clothes to somebody who goes and washes it on the rock, on the traditional way, and then irons it and things like that, rather than have it done in the washing machine.
I see. Yeah. Okay, so number 3, wringing out the fabric. Schita. So wringing out the fabric. So from this schita comes all of the prohibitions of the that you cannot squeeze fruits. Right? So all of these prohibitions comes from this schita.
But also, I think it's what are you using it for? So you're squeezing the fruit to get the juice. That's prohibited. But let's say you're squeezing the lemon on the food, that's allowed.
Yeah. So to improve flavor is allowed. Yes. Or it's going to get absorbed. So you squeezing lemon into sugar. So it's going to get absorbed. So that there is no like how to say it, there is no product. So you squeeze, but you don't see it. Right? You didn't see the juice. Okay, continue. So this is wringing. Schita. It prohibited biblically to perform any one of these acts. Let us therefore clarify them one at a time. So one more time, soaking is forbidden, scrubbing is forbidden, and wringing is forbidden. And as we're going to see, it does not apply only to washing, to all other things as well. So 8, soaking. Shriya. Okay. Soaking dirty fabric in water or another cleansing agent is considered an act of laundry, since soaking itself reduces the fabric dirtiness somewhat and thus begins the cleansing process. Okay, so I mean, it's not going to make it clean just laying in this water with some solution, but at least it's for sure it would make easier to wash first, right? And second, it would clean somewhat. Okay. Putting water on a soiled fabric is tantamount to the soaking fabric. So basically, when somebody like stain the short or lady stain the dress, whatever. So I mean, lady would not do it, but even for guys, so it's not allowed to pour water. So even though it looks like indirectly, I'm not washing. I'm just pouring the water, whatever is going to wash away. And I don't care about the rest. I'm not going to remove it. So it is absolutely forbidden because it's like soaking. Thus, it is forbidden to pour water on a stained fabric. Maybe on a tablecloth, I guess. This applies even if one's intention is not to remove the stain, but merely to prevent it from setting into the fabric. So even of course, you're not going to remove the stain if you put a little water, but they say even to prevent it from setting into the fabric. Meaning what? That when you dilute a little the stain, it's not going to set as easier.
Wow. Yes.
Right. So I mean, we have to be practical here. So I mean, today it's easier than what we bought, this tablecloth that do not absorb. Of course, they do absorb, but then not as much. So basically, if you pour regular water, it's going to stay on top, and it does not cost much. It's not. I don't know. It was almost regular like any other tablecloth. So today, with all of the materials, it's life is much easier. Okay, continue. Types of the fabric which this prohibition applies. Of course, not to all of the fabric. The prohibition of soaking and pouring applies only to absorbable material. absorbent material, for example, wool, cotton, linen. So those for sure we know those absorbent material. For which such materials, the rule is its soaking is the first step of the laundry. So soaking is first step of the laundry. Leather, plastic, and rubber are exempt from this particular prohibition. For the materials that are not truly absorbent cannot be cleaned substantially by merely being soaked in the water. So if there is a stain in the plastic just because you put in the water, I mean, it's not going to clean it, or rubber, piece of rubber, if something like got absorbed.
Yeah, like you have rubber or plastic sand. It's very common to get your sandals or your shoes many times to, be completely, let's say, dirty.
Yes.
Leather would also not be considered an absorbent material in this case, right?
Yes.
So you put some water over your leather shoes, let's say.
Exactly. So there is no problem. So there is only problem when the dirt dried up.
Yeah, of course, because then it will be grinding.
But if it's like fresh mud, so you came from outside fresh mud, so you can take some water and just wash them. There's no problem. The only issue that I see is with your shoelaces.
Of course.
So if your shoelaces got, and plus I think they also say we learned summer about stitches. Of course the shoes are leather, but it depends on what stitches in the shoes are made of.
So stitches. Okay, sorry.
Stitches, like right around the stitches, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, you mean the thing that you take on and off, or?
No. The stitches on in a shoes to connect the two pieces of the leather together. Like you have like sides, you have like top, and then they with the threads. So these threads. So this thread, I think it's just my guess. I'm not expert. So if they're synthetic, there is no problem because they do not absorb. But if they like natural, like I don't know, silk or cotton or whatever, I'm not sure. I don't know what they made of, right? That would be the problem because cotton, we said, absorbent. So even with shoes, is not such a, even with the leather shoes, it's not such an easy thing. Mm-hmm. It's not that straightforward. On one hand, it is leather. On another hand, you have your shoelaces, and you have the stitches, these threads. Okay, so continue. So we said the leather, one more time, leather, plastic, and rubber are exempt from this particular prohibition. For materials that are not truly absorbent, cannot be cleaned substantially, but merely being soaked in water. Okay. By merely being, so they're not going to, like cotton, for example, it would absorb. It's for sure it's a big benefit for soaking in the water. Many poskim rule that a nylon has the same status as leather. Okay, thus soaking it or any other not absorbent material in water is permitted. But today, I would say they have all the synthetic materials that are pretty absorbent, like all of the shorts and suits are made of this synthetic, and they look better than the wool.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget that a lot of there's nothing really 100% nylon, 100%. They always mix in with something.
Yes.
You never really know because a person could say 100% cotton, 100% nylon. You never know. You can't really trust.
Yes. But this new materials they are absorbent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You understand? It used to be it's easy. It's cotton, it's something natural, or it's nylon or plastic. So today it's not so simple. So all of this absorbent material. So basically, absorbent material means that, right? For us, for simple people, if you can wash it in your washing machine, it is absorbent for sure. Mm-hmm. So if you have a leather jacket, for example, you're not going to wash it in your washing machine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So I would say we can use this this approach. So continue. On the basis of this rule, one is prohibited from pouring water on a soiled linen tablecloth. Right, so but one is permitted to pour water on a soiled plastic tablecloth. Okay, so maybe to dilute the stain, and then you put napkin on top, and it's going to get absorbed, and you have a clean tablecloth. That's no problem. But one is permitted to pour water on the soiled plastic tablecloth. Okay, we said that. However, if the plastic tablecloth has a trimming made from absorbent fiber, one must avoid wetting the trim. But usually people don't pour that much, right? I mean, you have to contain this also. So, but if you pour so much and they're going to, and you have this trim, like fancy schmancy, this tablecloth, they do have like a trim, like with design and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it would be a problem. Okay. This is pertains. This pertains even if the trim is clean. See below. Okay. Likewise, if one's rubbers or leather shoes are soiled, one is permitted to pour water on them in order to loosen the dirt. However, if there is stitches in the shoes, one must avoid the wetting. I think like rubbers means like this rubber boots, right? So in this case,
sandals and slippers today, a lot of them are made of rubber and synthetic rubber, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. So we need to see, but usually, okay, it made of rubber, but like inside, it's something absorbent.
Oh, you're talking? No. Well, I would say most of the sandals and leather and slippers would be depends. And yeah, some of them those are made for the comfort for the home.
Well, like lining, exactly. So that this lining would be absorbent.
But mostly, I've seen that they are, you know, for outdoor slippers, they're mostly all completely made of plastic, synthetic.
No, but we said even material that absorbent, so that you're not allowed to.
But how much of that thread you're talking about? Let's say there's a one thread here that you can barely see. How about?
It doesn't matter. There is no minimum minimum measure.
I see.
So basically, yes. I mean, and plus, since it is a biblical, so we're trying to always go by therapy.
Of course, yeah.
So that's the thing. So I mean, but my approach, you usually don't put yourself in that situation.
Of course, absolutely.
And so you have like a few pair of shoes. Like I have this waterproof shoes. So when it's rain, I would go in these shoes outside and then change to normal shoes in the house. So I don't have to dry them. I don't have to clean them. So I'm going to clean them afterwards. You understand? So today, I mean, the life is so easy. And it used to be for a big family, it would be like one pair of boots. So only one can go outside in the winter, I guess. So people would go like barefooted. So to have a pair of shoes, it was unbelievable. Like it was. That's why it says in the Shulchan Aruch, Kitzur, and others. It says when you get a pair of shoes, for example, they say you have to say Shihiyan. So today we don't say Shihiyan, of course, because it lost its value, right? But in olden days, you have this pair of shoes. I mean, yeah, of course you say Shihiyan.
So I think it's said in the Gemara that you have to sell
being from your house, yes.
Yeah, to get it there because that's how valuable it was. Because
yes.
There's no paved roads. You have thorns. You have to go walk on the the wilderness basically. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Okay. So next one, soaking the clean fabric. So we're not talking about dori. We're talking about clean fabric. Some poskim rule that the prohibition of soaking applies even to clean fabric. Although other poskim dispute this ruling, other arguments are inconclusive. Their arguments inconclusive. And later authorities therefore rule that we must follow the stringent view Thus, even clean garments should not be soaked in water or any other cleansing agent. So even the clean, it's absolutely clean. It was laundered yesterday, so you cannot put it in water.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's okay.
I think it's because of, does it say, is it because of Marit Ain, or is it just
it could be that, and plus maybe you missed a spot. How do you know?
Yeah.
But Marit Ain, it's for sure. So people like I remember many years ago, right? So I asked Rabbi Mizrahi, right? She said, "Can I grow a beard?" Right? Many years ago. And he said, yes, if two conditions. If you finish the halachas of Shabbos, if you know all of the laws of Shabbos, and you finish like kids, or you finish like daily conduct, and your wife does not mind. So I say, what does it have to do with everything, with these laws of Shabbat? What is the connection? He said, everything is connection. And he explained me, so people would come to the Shabbos day. So they see you, this guy with a beard. So they think that you're a big Talmid Chacham, like Moshe Rabbeinu. It's the first religious Jew that they see in their life. They're not going to read books. They're going to learn from you. You understand? And if you don't know the laws of Shabbos from A to Z, at least once you have, for sure you're doing something wrong. And they're going to learn from you, and that's how they're going to remember till the rest of their life.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
You understand? So that goes and Marisain, it may mean that people would suspect you that you're doing something wrong, even though you're 100% innocent. And then the second, the way it says about wife, it's interesting also. He said that that's not who she married. Mm-hmm. So when she married to this guy without the beard, so now you like change the product in some sense. So she has to agree, and she might say no, and you have to go by her decision.
Yeah,
I mean he's a great Talmid Chacham, and
of course,
his wisdom is I would never ever think of it. Right? Two conditions. Okay. So we said so we're trying to go by a stringent view, and don't soak even these clean fabrics. Thus, even a clean garment should not be soaked in the water or any other cleansing agent. Okay, no problem. Continue. Soaking in dirty liquid. So it's very interesting, right? So we said not soaking clean liquid because it might clean, right? Clean water. Whatever if I want to do it in a dirty water, right? It's very interesting. The prohibition of soaking fabric does not apply to soaking in a dirty liquid. Mm-hmm. Since the fabric does not thereby become any cleaner. So if anything, it's like dirtier, right? This is the reason that one is permitted to dry his hands in a towel, even though he thereby wets the towel. And as you and I know, so you dry the hands in the towel when your hands are clean. Mm-hmm. You wash it with a soap, and you dry it, and at the end of the week it's dirty. So how is it possible? You agree? I mean, you only dry it with the clean hands, and it becomes dirty. So in some sense, I mean, it's a fact. It's a fact. So in some sense, when you even the towel is clean, right? So you dirty the towel with like maybe with the soap, and it's you didn't wash it completely, this and that. Okay, so
completely really washed, right? Let's say if you ate something, a little bit left, like what you said before. If a little bit of food is left, you washed it. Not everybody is makpid on washing it, really well.
Yes.
And don't forget, a lot of times when they do they do the mayim achronim, and then they quickly wipe on the towel, or when they do the netilah, it's not that the hand is washed nicely with soap.
Exactly.
So I mean, for the most part, I think that's when the towels are usually being used on Shabbat.
Exactly. Yes. So let's say this is let's take this our example.
Mm-hmm.
So the towel was completely clean, and now you apply the dirty water because the water on your hands, it's dirty. So because it dirties the towel, instead of cleaning, it makes it more dirty. So they say there is no problem.
Yeah.
So I would say unless somebody learns this from the book, there is no way. There's no unless he's a super duper genius, he would figure out this.
I think the ideal for towels is keep them dry, but don't keep them brand new before Shabbat. Keep them dry, like they're dried, but they were not clean. They still have some of that. You know what I mean? Because if they're brand new, then you might be coming to do some sort of it's not laundry in a sense, because you're like it said, exactly. You're taking from something dirty to that. But let's say hypothetically, if it's actually if it's actually very clean, right? It can also absorb, let's say, a lot of water from a lot of people. Let's say a lot of people are wiping on that towel, right?
Yes.
So it becomes really wet, and then what would happen with seitan and things like that?
Okay. So, all right, so let's continue. Since one's hands generally have some dirt on them, the towel becomes wet and dirty, rather than wet and clean. Okay. This is also the reason that it is permitted to wipe dishes with a towel. Same with dishes. Of course, we have to be careful not to squeeze the towel, but it's a different issue.
Very important.
Okay. So commentary. Not although the prohibition of soaking does not apply when dirty liquid is involved. It is sometimes forbidden to saturate fabric in a dirty liquid due to the prohibition of wringing, right? Meaning that he's going to squeeze. This will be discussed below. Okay, so about washing dishes. So the best way just to buy today in this time, everything is so cheap. It's unbelievable. So just buy 10 more plates, 10 more forks and knives, and that's it. You're done. You don't need to wash.
Right. Or go to your local Judaica and buy a Shabbat cleaner. They have them everywhere, or order them online. They're actually very cheap. You can.
What is it? What is it?
They have special. In many Judaica they have these special Shabbat brushes and cleaners, right? For cleaning dishes, right? You're talking about.
But you don't. What I'm saying, just don't even go there. Just buy a few extra plates, whatever, and then that's it. You don't have to wash. Or some people use disposable. We don't use disposable.
Okay.
I mean, when you have 7 children, 10 children, you would use disposable. Otherwise, you're going to go crazy. But if for a smaller family, so it's disrespect to Shabbat. That is disposable. Okay, so just buy a few more plates. They don't cost like few dollars. Okay, so B, scrubbing. So first step we said is soaking. So second step is scrubbing. Scrubbing or agitating the wet fabric is considered the act of laundering and is forbidden biblically. So agitate, okay. There is this includes scrubbing the wet fabric with a hand or with a brush. So it does not matter. I mean, hands or brush, as well as rubbing 2 parts of the fabric against each other.
Wow.
So all of this, that's normally how you do it. Like when you wash with your hands, that's what you do against each other, against some other things like this cleaning board, washing board. Moreover, it includes even switching the fabric back and forth in the water. That's what they do in a washing machine. They go in circle. So even if you go like this, it still helps. Right? It still helps. So all of these are considered to be scrubbing. Okay. Unlike the prohibition of soaking, which applies only to absorbent fabric. The prohibition of scrubbing applies to any soft material, right? Any soft material, including leather, rubber, and nylon. So maybe they do not absorb, but when you scrub, right, with something, you can for sure remove the stain from leather, for sure, right? Scrubbing hard leather too is prohibited, but only by rabbinic decree. Okay, I'm not sure what hard leather is. Like when it's like, I mean, it's so I would say it's not from your shoes, and not from for example, people have leather couches, so it's not that. It's soft leather. So hard leather is I'm not sure if like.
Or maybe who knows, when your shoe becomes, let's say, rock solid.
Oh yeah. Okay, of course. Yes. Yeah. So after so sometimes it's dirty, the guy did not clean and it became like hard. Yeah, so it's hard leather. Okay, good example. That although it is permitted to pour water on a soiled shoes or rubbers, it is forbidden to scrub the dirt off them while they're wet. So one more time. Thus, although it is permitted to pour water on soiled shoes, so let's say there is you know for sure there is a nylon stitches and they're not absorbent. Okay, let's say that, right? Nylon shoes, so soiled shoes or rubbers. Rubbers, there is no problem whatsoever. Usually there are no stitches. It's all like rubber. It is forbidden to scrub the dirt off of them while they're wet. Okay, so if you have like a garden hose, and you can do, but again, there is a problem. The problem was that if you do that, you might that some water might go get to the grass, and we are not allowed to water the plants. That's another issue. Okay, so let's see time. Okay, a few minutes we have. Okay, scrubbing plastic. Okay, scrubbing plastic. Although we stated that it is forbidden to scrub or wrap all of the types of soft materials, there is even not absorbent material. So as we said just now, Hagon Harav Moshe Feinstein Zatzal was in doubt whether this applies to the plastic. He ruled that since the matter is in doubt, one is permitted to wrap plastic gently but not forcefully. That's
his. But most poskim, what's your?
I think it's even not forcefully that so the stain is going to come off.
Yeah.
And plus the plastic was a little different when he was. So I would say so. He said most of the time, like if you go with a stringent opinion, like according so stringent opinion, it's not like. This rabbi has this opinion, this rabbi has that opinion. So stringent opinion means that everybody would agree. So after 120 years, you go to Shaman, right? And we're going to stand the court. Mm-hmm. So I want on my side as many rabbis as possible.
Yes, 100%.
So even though a big, huge one said it was not necessary, but I have all of this not necessary, but he would agree that it was the best. Whatever he did is the best. So that's my personal approach in life. Don't take all of this shortcut just because it is allowed. Not everything that is allowed you have to do. Like same concept. Not everything that allowed you have to eat. Just because it is a kosher, and that does not mean that you have to eat all of this.
Very true.
Just because you're allowed to be with your wife, it does not mean that you have to do it like 3 times a day. Just take it easy.
Yeah.
Understand? So I think same is here.
But otherwise, it's Naval Birshut Torah. You don't want to cross that kind of line. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you're Naval Birshut Torah means that don't be disgusted with permission. So meaning that as Rabbi Mizrahi said many times, it's kosher but stinks.
Yeah.
So don't do it. All right. So we can stop here. So next time we do the ringing. So tomorrow, B'ezrat Hashem, we're going to do Kitzur. So I'm planning to alternate and see what happens to other guys. I'm not sure what it's. All right, so we stop here. So let me start recording. 1 second.
אני מברך את הרבנים, רגע. אני מברך את הרבנים, הרב ירון ראובן, הרב אפרים כחלון, ראשי ארגון בעזרת השם, שהלכו בפי עליון, שעלו מעלה, יהיה להם ברכה והצלחה, הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא בישועות ליבם לטובה ולברכה, שבכל אשר יפנו ישכילו ויצליחו, יזכרו לעשות כאלה וכאלה, הודיעו תורה לאדירה, אמן ואמן.
בעזרת השם רשת בכל הארץ. הוא היהודי הזה, הוא היה מיליונר, סגר את כל הביזנס, אמר אני משקיע פה בעולמה של תורה.
איפה הוא גר?
בפלורידה.
פלורידה, איפה זה פלורידה? באמריקה.
במיימי. כן, ליד. אנחנו שם עכשיו הולכים להקים קהילה ספרדית.
חזק אותו בשמי.
קהילה ספרדית גדולה.
תעביר לו מה שבירכתי אותו.
כן, קהילה ספרדית גדולה.
כן.